Okay, it is now 7:10. I apologize for the tardiness. Call the Special Economic Development Commission meeting for a plan update workshop to order at 7:10. Roll call, starting on my left.
Jim Gagné.
Mary Ann Chinati.
Ava Kamana.
All present. We have a quorum. Approval of minutes from the April 27th, 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve them from April 27th, 2023.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Public participation? None. Old business, ongoing plan EDC update discussion. I asked Katie to email you the comments from members that provided comments and suggestions. I have hard copies. Would you like a set, Mark?
Thanks.
So I don't know how we want to approach this. Do we want to start with, go from at the beginning and go section by section? What do you think?
I had a suggestion that we look at all of our reports for commonalities, things that we all pretty much agree on. You have some answers to some of my suggestions. You already have answers to them in yours. So
Okay.
that was what I was thinking.
You okay with that, Eva?
That's, you know, like the land bank.
Yeah.
Connecticut Land Bank.
Yeah.
Adrian's now a member.
Yeah.
So you suggested that he could cover what's going on there.
Yeah.
We can connect on things that were inagreeable.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, who wants to start? One thing I do as far as the inventorying and whatnot, this afternoon, I was in a meeting with Kevin and Jordan and NECOG, and apparently the town has procured some mapping software that will allow us to locate available properties and existing businesses on it that will be up on the website. So I think that will be helpful as far as that goes.
Do we have access to this somehow?
I didn't even know we got it,
Okay.
so I have to talk with Kevin about that. And find out, obviously, you know, I would presume it will be Jordan that's going to
That's what I was-
oversee the site.
I was wondering because we all discussed having a brochure or something to hand out.
Yeah,
And I heard a rumor last night that it was almost done. So Jordan had already worked on it and it was almost finished.
he did email me copies of the brochure, which I neglected to print out, but I can email it to both of you.
Okay, that would be good, so we can see it.
And also, he did an upcoming events flyer.
Okay, all right.
So
How far in advance is it?
if I remember right, it goes down to like the Christmas lighting.
Okay, all the way to the lighting.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it does. Okay. All right, so are we in agreement that we should ask, or seeing he's not here, we can just assign Adrian the responsibility of keeping us up to date?
Sure, if he's able
You know, I
to
mean,
go
if
to
you're
those
absent, that's what
meetings.
you got.
I don't even know when they meet.
Yeah, they're Friday mornings.
Oh, okay. If
Once
he's
or
able
twice
to
a month
go
on
to
Friday mornings.
that would be great. Is it every week or?
No, it's once or twice a month. And then, you know, of course, you've got your subcommittees, like fundraising subcommittee and advertising subcommittee
Right.
and whatnot.
Now, Jordan is also assigned to inventory of commercial real estate? That was written.
Yeah, I gave that to him when he first came on board. I gave him that task.
Has he been able to get to it?
He hasn't updated in quite a while. It's pretty
It's hard to do it.
old.
Yeah.
It's pretty old. So, I'm thinking that this new mapping that the town procured will actually address this item.
So you can inventory, you can look and see what's on there now.
Yeah, and it'll also, it'll also help to advertise our existing businesses.
Well, it actually helped to plan too, plan things.
Yeah.
We all agreed about the possibility of using the river for something too.
Oh, absolutely.
It seemed like we need to maybe investigate a little bit more and come up with something we might actually be able to do.
Yeah, actually, we could incorporate into the plan working with, for example, the Conservation Commission, the Rec Department, to work on recreation items to bring people out to the rivers, to Quinnipiac River Trail and the Music Valley State Park Trail and whatnot.
That's good. I think it's Farmington where they have the rafting, like tubular rafts.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the Farmington River or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
And any updates on this, the river walkways, the trails, can be what they're called?
Moosa State Park Trail is due to start construction, I want to say next month. The Quinnipiac Trail, the state was still trying to coordinate a meeting with their people to get everybody on the same page as far as the Killingly to 205 segment.
Okay.
And the 205 to Trout Hatchery Road, because DEEP is apparently saying that their property, they're concerned that it will encroach on the wildlife corridors that are there, which I can see that in the Killingly
it's quite a
segment.
bit, yeah.
But actually, what is happening in the Killingly to 205 portion now is actually more intrusive and destructive to that corridor than it would be if it were a formal trail and actually being used by people who appreciated it and used it properly.
Right.
There would be more eyes on it, so there wouldn't be, quite as much illegal ATVs and all that, running all over it. Because, they pretty much destroyed it.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Did you have your hand up? Okay.
I didn't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, about the ATVs? Oh.
What? No, I didn't hear what she asked.
No, I asked if you had, I thought I saw your hand up.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're now.
We're all over the place.
Yeah, we really are.
These are things that I'm thinking of as that we all had in common in our reports, our lists.
What does everybody think about reviving the village visioning sessions? That was such a helpful tool.
We only did 2 towns.
We only did 2,
And 2
unfortunately.
villages.
Yeah.
We did Central Village and Warren.
I really think,
Village
we'd
vision.
since it was 2019 that they were done, we need to start from scratch, really, to get current opinions and information and whatnot.
And those two were videoed, so
Yeah,
we could like
yes.
make that, look at those videos and remember what was discussed. A
yeah.
lot of
What
people
is it
showed up.
under, because I wasn't, I don't think I was here then.
There was a meeting at the Moosup Fire Station.
What did you title it? Do you remember?
I put the dates and the village visions, which village it was, so if you, I can give you, I can connect you to it. So through your email, I can send you a link.
Okay.
You watch those two meetings,
I will, because
Yeah.
I wasn't.
and you'll see what they were talking about, and they had photos of, like, just a vision of what an area could look.
Yeah, it was, and actually some of those photographs, they were done by the graphics department at the high school.
Wow.
And they're up in the lobby, in the front foyer. So, and they're really, really
Yeah,
nice.
they had a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with the things that were still discussed,
Yep.
so.
And Mark Jewell from VHB was there. He gave a presentation on the Moosup Valley State Park Trail. For the Moosup visioning session, obviously. You know, letting people know where that stands. And if and when we do revive these, I will again ask him to come and, for example, do the Moosup Valley Trail update again for the Moosup visioning session. And then for Central Village, when we get to Central Village, Winnebago River Trail in Mohegan, same thing. So, yeah, they were really well attended, and they were really positive meetings. It was a nice step forward, and it's a shame we didn't continue with those.
So are there actual trails along the Winnebago River that people can now walk, or is it not for the public?
Well, actually, you can walk the portion from in between 205 and Trout Hatchery Road. You can go in a little ways. It doesn't go all the way through because right now there's they need a culvert because there's a waterway there. But you can go down to a certain point, and then if from Central Village side, you can go in from there and go and meet the opposite end of that point. And it's a very pleasant walk. It's a really nice walk. The 205 to Killingly portion, that has nothing in Plainfield. I know that Killingly does have established Winnebago Trail there. It stops a few hundred feet, I want to say, before the town line. And that's where it would start and then come down to 205 for that particular segment. You have done that trail,
Yeah,
right?
bikes with bicycles, and all of a sudden it's gone. You're just
Yeah.
enjoying it so much and it stops.
About how long is the portion that you ride on? 4 miles?
Yeah, it's not that long.
It's a nice ride.
And it's beautiful too. Now we've gone down to the hatchery too.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand, the hatchery has so much wildlife that we're like in a direct line of it as birds fly, and we get all kinds of like exotic stuff on our bird feeders because there's so much wildlife in the hatchery. I can understand them not wanting some DEP being careful of what they're putting out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard there's a lot of eagles down there as well.
Up in
I've never
Killingly, yeah.
been there, I've never walked through that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
A lot of places I just don't want to go by myself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I've had friends who have gone and they've commented they actually enjoy it very much.
So, do we want to keep revive the village visioning?
If we can do it.
I don't really know, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, you
and
need to see what it is. It's a
what
meeting
it
of
is
people
we're
from that
talking about.
village. Yeah, it's a meeting of people from the village and what they suggest they would like to see. Actually, it may have encouraged some of these people that have taken up the beautification part of Moosup.
Oh, yeah.
But they go into all the villages,
Yeah, they do.
and they've been planting stuff everywhere. And I think part of that was one of the suggestions back then, that they wanted to have a beautification type group to do things, plant things, and take care of them. Yeah, it's really
I have seen them
encouraging.
now.
Yeah, you see
I've
things.
seen the potting of plants and whatnot.
Yeah.
Here and there, it's nice.
Tourism handout map.
I just looked at that. I'm still thinking of those raised structures on the maps with raised structures with its points of interest.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so amazing.
The brochure that got printed is halfway there on this.
Okay, they have like a map with things.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's really nice.
Well, I know they had a company partially
Yeah.
do it.
But I mean, obviously that can be expanded on, but we need to decide what kind of action, what do we have for tourism to
Right.
attract people
Right,
to
you
start
showed
with,
somebody fishing at the hatchery or,
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Maybe we don't have that much. We don't have the ocean, which is, but we do have rivers.
We have a lot,
We have
there's a lot.
farmland,
Exactly.
sunsets.
And farms,
Mhm.
agritourism is huge, so you've got
Like
that,
Farms go.
and we've got the outdoor recreation, and we've got the businesses, and there's a lot that could go on.
There is. Gary and I, when we first got here, came to Plainfield, we would canoe down the Quinnipiac from Oregon to Canterbury line.
Nice.
15 minutes, and you would have sworn you were in a totally different world. Everything is such a different perspective. Just amazing.
I know back along, way before I.
Peaceful, just.
Yeah, way before I got here, and I don't even know who the planner was at the time, but I found a map, it was late 90s, it was a concept plan for riverfront park up in Oregon, down right on the river by where the bridge is.
Yes.
That
It's
little
really
road down
pretty
there. And that would be so gorgeous.
It would. We came to Plainfield in 1978, and we went down, I'm not really sure all the, when we went down 205 toward, Moorweekend, and it's that very last left where the mills are, and the bridge and the
Yep.
river. Well, every year, before it got all wooded on the left side of the bridge, and as soon as you turn in the right side of that road, there was an abundance of beautiful orange, I don't know if they were daylilies or tiger lilies. They were just gorgeous. We would go down there together and pick bunches and bring them to the house because we were redoing an old house that was actually really dreary and horrible. So we had this beautiful flower bouquet there, and it was such a peaceful, beautiful place.
Yes.
And I just always think about that. And I knew at that time, I don't know if the mills were running then or not, 78.
Oh, yeah.
They were. So, but I always thought of, we went up to New Hampshire a lot, in Vermont, and they had a lot of mills like that, that they turned into, did something different with them. And it just seems like such a beautiful place that could be developed.
It absolutely is. It is private property, so there would be,
Right.
there would be that little hurdle to overcome.
Yeah.
But I saw that plan and I just thought, oh my goodness, this is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
It really, really is, and it looked so nice. It looked so nice.
In some little towns too, it is like it's such a that draws
Yeah,
the
exactly.
consumer.
Exactly.
It was just,
Yeah.
so there is a lot to work with.
There really is. And we, add into this plan as far as the tourism goes. Again, working with conservation and recreation for outdoor events and whatnot. And then work with the Ag Commission to come up with ideas to promote the agricultural, aspect of town as far as agritourism goes. And maybe Kevin did suggest inviting Jenny Kapsakevich to, she's the chair of the Ag Commission. Invite her to, to one of the EDC meetings to brainstorm with her.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've got one thing definite so far, and that's Adrian and ECO.
They can't, well, not definite until he says he'll do it, but.
I move that Adrian be the representative, be our liaison to the Eastern Connecticut Land Bank. Is there a second?
I'd have to ask him.
I'm
sure he will, but.
I totally don't think he'll mind.
Another definite I would say would be, if we want to do village visioning, I will send you those links so you can watch them.
Thank you.
I think that would be important to do. I really think that should be included in
We can give the
plan
beautification
update.
people back out there too. They probably have ideas. They've been around all the villages now, planting flowers. So they might
I
have.
think Lisa upstairs is a member of that.
Oh, is she?
Beautification committee,
So
yeah.
they would be talking to people just passing by also, so we would get some good feedback, right?
And updating on some of the other stuff, the inventory.
Yeah,
We can
that,
find out about that.
yeah. I think that should continue to be included in the plan, because obviously, that's the,
We've all
that's
taken
the
the
meat of
COVID
it.
out, right?
Yeah,
We've all removed
yeah.
the COVID. And the trails are still moving forward, but slowly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good, because that's a big part of our, have those trails connected. The one in Mooseup's the same way. You're going along fine and suddenly it stops and it becomes just dirt.
It does.
Yes.
We walked that a few times.
You
Katie
remember
and
it,
I.
yes.
It was, in some areas, it was, I don't want to really use the word treacherous, but it was kind of.
On a bicycle?
Yes. Yeah, we were walking,
Yeah.
but still.
Yeah.
And there's that little
Even
bridge when you
walking.
get into Sterling or near there.
And how are the businesses doing? Have we had any research? I haven't. Except, I know Gus's is booming and so is La Cantina. They seem to be doing well.
Mr. Z's is doing well.
Mr. Z's is doing well,
Yeah.
okay, because he gets a lot of people off the highway.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing well.
Their locations, their food, but the fact that they bounced back after, a very difficult time, really. A lot of them survived.
Absolutely.
They survived. And the Brook, I don't know how they're doing.
That, I don't know.
Yeah, we did stop in once and I had a very good meal there. So since they've opened, I don't know how they're doing.
This data package to promote business recruitment, I noted that pretty much all of that information is available, but it just hasn't been compiled. I think it's important that we keep that in here, because that would be a good selling point for us going forward for the town.
Okay.
But I will start working on, I know, it doesn't count as far as plan update, but I will start working on pulling this information together.
Yeah, you said you had to, harvested some information.
Yeah.
Economics
Exactly. But I think that it's important to keep this data package in there. And once we get maybe a final draft document, we can include that as an attachment to the
Okay.
plan. Okay? And I think it's a great idea to host the familiarization tour, but like I've said from the outset of this, that could potentially be expensive.
Mhm.
So what I think we should keep it in there,
Mhm.
but we also need to think about next budget year,
Yeah, you wrote something about
Including-
budget. Yeah.
including some money in the budget for things like this. Because, if you're gonna invite potential businesses
Mhm.
to come and see what we have to offer, you're gonna need to give them a tour, like I said before, on a bus, you have to pay the bus fee. You're not gonna invite them and not feed them, so you're gonna need to provide some sort of a lunch or something.
Okay,
So there's gonna be money involved with that.
yeah.
But I think it's important that we keep it in here. I just think we need to remember to include some funding mechanism in the next budget year's draft proposal. And hopefully it won't get cut.
And there is EDC money, right, in the budget? It's always
Yeah,
budgeted
there is.
for the
there is.
entire town.
The Economic Development Commission has a budget,
Okay.
which basically pays for Katie to take the minutes.
Right.
But the Economic Development Department also has a budget. So it got cut quite a bit this budget season.
Now, could the bags, if we develop a job fair bag, could that be paid for by our
A
budget?
job fair bag.
Yeah, a bag for them to carry the swag in, remember
Oh,
I
yeah.
suggested that?
Yeah,
That would be paid for.
that could be paid for by the
Yeah,
marketing
not
budget.
just, I don't know what they cost now, but I know the seniors had one, and it would be nice to have some logo or something
Yeah,
on it for the
yeah,
town, and
yeah.
then, yeah. Swag bag.
Yeah.
You have a job fair in October, right?
Actually, I haven't gotten the approval for that yet.
Okay, so. let's-
But even if there's not one in October, there certainly will be one next spring for sure, because if we can't do 2 a year, we're gonna at least do 1 a year.
So what would you have on there, on that swag bag, the economic development
Yes,
commission?
Yeah, I think the town seal and then the Economic
Yeah.
Development Commission.
absolutely, yeah. Just,
And would you put some items from the EDC in there, and then the people, when they go around,
Yeah,
they
we
just fill it with?
We don't
what is
have
that?
items. We give them, when
Just give them
job
that.
seekers come in, and we give them their job, their packet, which says what businesses are where,
yeah, they were,
and the survey. Then we'd also give them a tote bag so that they could, because when the business is set up, they've always got little,
they give them things. And they were coming out like this, and they
Yeah,
could
yeah.
carry it, and I thought, well, what if we had a bag?
yeah.
And when they go in, give them a map or a list of
Mhm.
the vendors and give them the
I'm
bag.
surprised, like, some of the vendors didn't have bags.
Some did.
Oh,
Some
did.
do, but this, I noticed the other one, there were more that had bags,
Oh.
but this one didn't have, and they were
So do you,
just
when
needed.
they come in, they see you first? They
Yeah.
see-
Right, they
So
come
that
to
would
the
be a good
table.
idea
Yeah,
to
because
have that-
basically
that
ours
thing,
is the
yeah.
check-in table,
Yeah,
so.
that's a good
Katie,
idea.
here's your, had a map, you could find your table, that was for the businesses, and then they handed them, didn't we have a list?
Yeah, we had a list of, because they have, all the businesses had table assignments.
Mhm.
And they could hand them the swag bag, and
Yeah.
then, they had
And
something.
in the packet was, for the job seekers, was the list of businesses and what table they were at, so that they'd know if I, you know, if I'm here just for EB, I don't wanna see everybody else, where's EB?
Yeah.
You know, table 27, okay,
Gotcha.
you know? And there was also a questionnaire, you know, their thoughts on how the job fair went. But when we hand them that, then we could just hand them the swag bag as well. So I will look into pricing those. I know they're not terribly outrageous.
You could probably find them somewhere.
Oh, they're online.
Oh gosh, yes.
Imprint, they have so many, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so many. But,
All right. Now, this DECD Office of Brownfield Remediation, as far as funding goes, that is a constant with me. I mean, I'm on that
okay,
all the time. I think we should leave it, and I really don't think it needs to be changed.
okay.
I think the way it's written is adequate going forward because it's not specific to any one site. And we're gonna have brownfields in town for a while, so this is gonna need to be done
Sure.
for a while. And I think we should leave the participate in the ongoing business visitations. That, I think that's important. I don't know if maybe we want to include in here, assign it to a couple of members, or just leave it open. And then we can
Yeah.
decide what we want to do.
Yeah, I don't know, I think we would just leave it open.
We need to reword this, create a plan prioritizing investment in municipal projects. We need to reword that. We need to keep it in there because it's important that the Economic Development Commission give its opinion. But the Economic Development Commission is purely advisory and it does not have any authority to create a public improvements plan or implement a public improvements plan. We don't have any power like that. You know, that is totally out of our bailiwick. So that needs to be reworded. And the same with the comment after that, develop buy-in from the community and elected officials for this plan. The only thing that we can do is once the officials adopt a plan, if they adopt a plan, is we can support that plan. You know, we don't have any, we can't, this is nothing. We can't do this.
Okay.
Okay. I'll work on rewording those. Are we satisfied with the way the promote engagement and activity around the rivers is worded? I know that we discussed that. Are we satisfied with that wording? I know, Ava, you pretty much had a lot to say. Wait a minute.
Sometimes it
Let's see what you said about that. Bear with me a minute. Okay, here we go. All right, the only things that Ava suggested on this one were the East Coast Greenway Trail is a major draw to Plainfield and the region. Thus, get rid of thus, the town,
You can word it any way you want.
no, I'm just saying, these are your suggestions.
Oh,
The town can attempt to maximize its economic benefit by creating connections between the trail and other key attractions like Plainfield's rivers and village centers. The EDC can work with local and regional elected officials to determine opportunities to create offshoots that lead to additional amenities and complementary businesses. She deleted that lead to these areas. Outdoor recreation enthusiasts will undoubtedly explore these new trails. She got rid of that.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
That's
yours.
something like, oh yeah,
Is she rewriting
that was
this?
my first.
Pardon me?
Is she rewriting this?
No, these are just comments that Ava made.
On the
Yeah,
original,
she
on
gave-
the original,
Yeah.
Right, I have them
Thanks.
right here, but
I don't have them with me tonight, so I'm like, this is what I.
No, these were from you.
I,
This was a synopsis of yours, but
okay.
this says,
I thought we were supposed to make a bullet list.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
I did a
And that's
bullet
what this is.
Oh,
This
it
is her
is?
bullet
It's a
list.
lot shorter. That first.
Yeah, the bullet,
The first thing to was just taking the EDC Action Plan and going through it, right?
yeah,
And changing or adding my opinions, let's say.
Well, like I
I
said, I just see what we agree on.
yeah.
And maybe we can work on those points, that's
Mhm.
enough.
Mhm.
That's enough for me tonight.
Yeah, okay.
I can't absorb much more,
I don't know.
I tried, but
Okay, so you are going to get Eva the link for the
I
visioning
will
sessions.
get her the link on those, and so she can watch and
Yep.
know what we're talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds good.
It's just what it says.
And we agree about the Ag Commission and Conservation Commission,
Mhm.
and use the river more. And I will email you the brochure and the upcoming
please,
events.
Yes, I'd like to see it. I
Yeah,
had hoped to work with it, but they get professionals to do it, so. Can't wait to see it.
so what do we think? Have we talked enough tonight? or-
Yeah, I think so, because I'm not processing it anymore. I
Okay.
did go over all of them. Did we have Paul's?
No, he has
Okay.
not given us a
Okay,
step.
all right.
He hasn't
So
spoken yet.
I thank you and Katie for sending those, because I was able to put them on here and I could read them,
Mhm.
so.
I like to read paper.
I do too. I like to write on it.
Yeah, right? Okay, so,
Marion,
Mhm.
if I might, I
absolutely.
was writing some comments while you were talking.
Yeah,
You were talking about the rivers.
yep.
I didn't know you were just gonna brainstorm, so
Well, that's
I
what
got to
these sections
brainstorm,
are.
so, the last Green Valley, if you
Yeah.
partner with them, maybe to do children, get an expert, come down and do a children's thing at the river
Uh-huh.
about wildlife and such, something like that.
What's his name, Bill, is it?
That we, you access the rivers and use them.
Yeah,
Kids will learn how to use them right, not trash them with dirt bikes maybe.
yeah, exactly.
Have an appreciation of what's
That's a
there.
good point.
And I was wondering about the village visioning, is there a cost to that?
No?
This guy, no, okay.
Uh-uh.
And I also thought of, you said, what do we have in town? We have old mills.
Yeah.
We have a guy that does tours of an old mill here.
Mhm.
Could you partner with him, with Tom, and,
Yeah, yeah.
They told me he needs a gift show.
promote it for him or something? That might be something EDC can partner with him
Yeah, absolutely.
to do that mill. And I was thinking also about business expansion.
Yep.
We've had a lot,
Yeah, we have.
I just wrote
We
down
have.
a few, this place over in the community ave or Lathrop extension or whatever it is, ASP is it? Or something? They expanded, I
Yeah.
remember under
Yeah,
Kathy.
yeah.
The quality companions, this one.
Companions and homemakers.
Yeah, BNB is trying to do it
Yeah,
now,
they're trying to
B&H,
expand,
K&H, they've all expanded since I've been doing
Yeah,
this, so.
and good heavens knows United Ag and Turf.
Oh, right, they just
You
expanded.
know, I noticed that
Yeah.
the other day, when I look at the old one, how
Mhm.
small that lot
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
And this big one is so expansive.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
So that's a good sign.
it is.
And I looked at the budget for this year, budget statement. The marketing for EDC
Yeah,
is $7,000 a year,
yeah.
and the board gets $900 a year.
Yeah,
to cover the secretary.
yeah, but, as far as the department budget for next year, I think that was cut down to 5,000, if I
Marketing.
recall. Yeah,
That's all I had. Oh, I did write one more thing.
yep,
George Christeldo's rose is gone out of the front, and it saddens me. You were talking about
what's the
flowers.
matter, what?
He had a peach rose growing on the corner where I put the daisies out front, and
Yeah,
it got
yeah.
tossed by the nasty heart. There was a peach colored rose, and I just looked and it's gone.
Oh,
They probably didn't know.
oh.
It was
that's
beautiful. I saw it last year, the
That's
year
sad.
before.
Yeah,
Should I leave that in?
Yeah.
That's
It's sad. It
It's
is.
Oh, it was a beautiful rose.
It was.
It came up every year. They probably didn't know when they were gardening.
I hope I took a picture of it at least.
Yes,
If
we
I
did
did.
take pictures.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't planted as a memorial.
No.
No,
I don't
he
think
planted
it's-
it.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Yeah.
Just like I put Daisy, Louisa contributed hosta
Yeah,
over
you
here.
put the
Everybody
daisies,
contributes
you
stuff.
know,
It's,
everybody's put something on
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
But that heart has to go because that's falling apart. That art took that up during 2020.
I did.
And it's starting, it's getting real bad. It's time.
Getting humble now.
Yeah, it's very crumbled.
Okay,
Humiliated.
so, is that it for tonight?
Yeah, I
Do we
couldn't
think?
process it
Yeah,
anymore. Just-
Okay, could I have a motion to adjourn at 7:55?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thanks.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. Thank you.